Afternoon, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a day of metal detecting in a very old area of Ohio in a coal town. And I have searched around this area a little bit for different permissions on some very old sites and old homes and things like that. And I'm sitting in a school grounds right now that was built in the late 1800s, and it was torn down in the 1960s for the most part. The only thing that's left is the gym, and I've detected a little bit of this area. The only thing I really found was one silver dime and a few clad coins. But right across the street, you can see behind me, there is an old home that was built in about 1880. And the owner of that home built the original school on the site and owned a lot of the land in the surrounding area here. And I've secured permission to detect around this old home, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to get out the old Garrett AT Pro and get after it, so stay with me. What I wanted to go over with you guys real quick was the setup I use on my AT Pro. Something I don't see a lot of people cover on YouTube, and I'm fairly new at this, but I think it's information that I would have liked to have had without having to seek it out as hard as I did. So power it on. It's going to come up to the last setting I ran it on, which is Pro Zero mode. Okay, you can see here, you can switch through there's custom, coins, zero, that's standard, and then you go to Pro Custom, Pro Coins, Pro Zero, and all those things just change the discrimination and targets that are discriminated out. And in Pro Zero, basically you are at zero discrimination, so you're looking at all metals. And then what I do is I turn my iron discrimination up around 25. You can see there, run that up to 25. And then I'm ready to rock and roll. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to ground balance your machine to make sure that it's tuned well to the soil that you're going to be detecting in. And at that point, you're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we just dug an 80 signal right here, and we pulled out some type of relic. I'm not sure what it is. It was ringing 85, 86. I was hoping it was a really nice standing liberty or a quarter of some kind, silver. But it's something else that had a set screw in it, and it was some kind of a turnkey of some kind, but it's a cool relic. The point of this clip really was not the relic itself. Is that I want to show you how I treat holes and things like that in people's yards, because I think that metal detecting etiquette is something that people should learn very early in the game. It's very much like hunting and trapping etiquette. If you understand the ins and outs of it and you respect other people, respect other people's property, then you get along a lot better and you get a lot more permissions in the future by word of mouth. So I'm going to put the camera down here and show you this hole that I dug and how I dug it, and then we're going to fill it back in and show you that as well. Okay, so when I dug this hole, you can see that I left a hinge of grass on here, and I just folded that up. So I cut basically a U shape here and folded it up on top. And then I pulled the dirt out, and instead of putting it in the grass, I put it in this gold pan. It gives me just something I can use dual purpose. I can keep it in my Jeep, and I can use it dual purposely instead of trying to carry some kind of handkerchief or something like that. Either way, it works fine. But once I've got my target out of the dirt, now I'm just going to take this gold pan and I can sift all of that dirt right back into the hole it came from. I can fold that plug right back over the top, push everything down, just like this, smooth it out, pack it in there good. And because I didn't cut all the roots on the grass, it's going to grow back just fine. And now you've respected this person's property, and you're more likely to be able to come back. Say you didn't get it all detected today, you want to come back next week. The guy's got a whole yard full of dead grass. He's going to say, hey dude, I don't want you coming back here. But if you've got a big property permission like this one, you may have to come back 3, 4, 5 times. You want to make sure that you respect the property as you go. High 80 signal right there. Old car in the ground. I don't mind finding little toys like that. They tell the story of the kids who used to play in this yard. Hey, you win some and you lose some. As always, any trash you find, take it out. Okay, so this was an 8082, and it is an old sprinkler nozzle for a garden hose. They're made out of, some of them are made out of like a copper brass type material. But this is the second one of these I've found in the same town in 2 different yards. That's kind of strange. This one was down about, I don't know, 5 inches maybe. The last one I took home, cleaned up, and it worked. Let's see if I can clean this one up. All right, so we just had another 8081 signal right here in the grass. I've cut the plug, but I haven't pulled it out yet, so we'll see if we got another wheat penny in here or whether we just got another piece of junk. We'll find out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if the signal's in the plug. Okay, sometimes your signal gets better and sometimes it gets worse. When you break the plug, they talk about the halo effect, and that may have something to do with that, where the mineral from the minerals seep into the soil. But I already started digging it now, so I might as well see what I got, even though the signal got a lot less than it was. But the pinpointer's still picking something up in the hole right there. So we'll go ahead and dig it out. I kind of break the dirt up in the hole so I can pull handfuls of it out if I don't see the target immediately. Sometimes it can be hidden in the dirt. Whatever this is, there it is. It's a coin. It was pretty deep. We'll have to wipe it off and see what it is. And then we'll take a better look at it. Okay, so what we got here is a Zinc Lincoln Memorial. If you can see that or not, but these things aren't going to last very long because of the zinc content. You can see it's already starting to rot away on the edges there. 20 years from now, these things won't even be in the ground. They'll be gone. Okay, so we had an 8081, and I pulled the plug out now. Sorry, the camera's kind of shadowing everything, but according to the detector, the target's in the plug. So we don't have to chase it in the hole at this point. Now we just got to find it in the plug. So we'll just turn on the pinpointer. And then we'll just start digging in the plug until we find it. We knocked it out. Right there it is. The coin. We'll wipe this dude off and see what we got. Looks like another penny to me. Okay, this one is a 1956 wheat penny. So we still haven't found anything dating back as far as the house, but at least we're finding some older coins, and it's not taking us too long to get there. All right, we got another 8081, and it's in the plug according to our detector, so we should just be able to come in here and hopefully spot it. Yeah, there she is right there sitting on the edge. It's a dime, clad dime. It's modern, but we're finding some coins out here in this yard, so it is what it is. We'll take the clad along with anything else we find. So real quick here, talk about this clad dime we just dug. It's a 1965, so anything earlier than 64 would have been silver. So we're 1 year off a silver coin right there. That's the way the ball bounces when you're metal detecting. 1965 dime. Okay guys, well I know that wasn't my typical style of bushcraft survival type video, but it is something else that you can do outdoors that gets you outside. And it's also something you can do either in the woods, in a farm field, in a rural area, around an open park, somewhere in a suburban environment. So you can really take that hobby to a lot of different levels. And you could even take that hobby to the level of going out on an expedition, so to speak, for a couple days and camp and detect and camp and detect and move around a little bit. And we're going to do some of that stuff in the future. I wanted to kind of vary up the video content a little bit on my channel and just kind of see where that leads. So if there's, you know, if you're totally against watching a metal detecting video, let me know. If you like it, let me know. We'll do more of it. We're also going to do some stuff around lakes, creeks. We're going to do some water detecting. I have lots of things planned ahead, along with, again, we'll be doing a lot of camping and bushcrafting along the way. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I'll be back in the video as soon as I can, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Thanks, guys.